Hey everybody, I'm back with a kind of bonus. Well, now I'm thinking about it, I probably should do two trailer reactions. This one is a recommendation by a viewer who liked my reaction to the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer reaction, which, by the way, you should guys check out my reaction up on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/talkativecarl. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me in links in the description as I do other reviews and video game walkthroughs, so forth. And he recommended I check out this movie that, gonna be honest, like I've never even heard of it. It's probably one of those maybe an indie film or something like a foreign film. Maybe, I don't know. So I want to check this out, and I want to check out the latest Scream trailer uh, that came out earlier today. Now, part of me is I'm just recovering because like earlier this morning, like I felt like very awful, terrible headache, no headache medicine in the house, but I'm feeling much better and more refreshed. There's other videos that I wanted to do yesterday that I couldn't because I was exhaustion was catching up with me, working from yesterday up to supposedly today, but I couldn't even go to work today because I was just like my body needed to recuperate, I guess. Anyway, I'm gonna check out this Lady of Heaven trailer, so let's check it out. United
The world
Lighting.
is in shock as a group of terrorists has taken control of large areas of Syria and Iraq.
The world can be a cruel and dangerous place. Remember, even if you're afraid, be strong. Your loving mother, Fatima.
Did your mother ever tell you the story of the Lady of Heaven?
She was very special.
Daughter to the Prophet Muhammad.
My time is near. And afterwards, my lovely Fatima, you will face many trials.
With my father no longer here to lead us, evil is with those who will extinguish the light of truth.
You're gonna let a woman tell us what to do. We will burn her out.
God will judge all of you.
This world has become a breeding ground of violence. Its shadow will be cast across many generations to come.
It said some people are so full of faith, they give strength to everyone around them.
The greatest thing in this life and the hereafter is the spreading of peace in the world.
Lady Fatima's goodness inspired people to stand up, no matter what the cost. Her legacy lives on.
Okay, that's only in UK cinemas, but I mean that looked kind of cool. You know what that kind of reminds me of? Some of the images kind of remind me of if it was this like it's kind of like at least a decade old now, but there was this uh like a short episode long thing called the Bible, where each hour represents like a chunk, a couple of chunks of critical moments in history. and briefly touch on little certain stuff they didn't really, have the time to highlight. Like you get a little in the first episode, you get a couple of glimpses of, Noah telling his, family during the flood the story of, of like the creation of the world and Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel, which by the way, I think we don't get, if you tell all these kind of stories, I think the most unexplored ones are Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel. I think, because, I'm telling this right now because, like, this trailer reminds me of certain parts, like after Moses' story through the middle part of the, at least the second episode, after Moses' stuff ended, one of his followers became like a soldier and everything like that, and that it's been a while since I watched it, but there's he's trying to deal with, like, war and everything like that, and they didn't have no kind of leader. This is obviously many years before even Jesus even came to be, and this little war was because it's kind of like this movie kind of splits between like modern day, war in Syria, and this little boy being told a story about this figure in history of their culture who probably show some like supernatural elements here, and that brought me to like the show The Bible, where it's got like certain moments that supernatural heavenly type of thing occurring when some wicked people doing like some very, very evil things, and like the whole like God will like just rain down on them, like when the two angels rescue the few good people and Abraham's from Lot's wife and family from that forgot what that city is called, Sodom and Gomorrah, and a couple of angels come and they get cornered by these bandits in the city, and the angels just like made the eyes bleed and like before like God just scorched that place off the face of the earth. So it's kind of like that kind of harkens back to that. That's my immediately jumps to that. But it looks pretty cool. It really does. Because like, dang, that's like the most unexplored stuff that we haven't really touched on, like the Genesis stuff, like Adam. I think you could easily combine the two, like Adam and Eve in their situation, then eventually getting cast out, having children, two of which Cain and Abel, because they had more than just Cain and Abel. They had they get kind of touchy because like they had like at least, because I know there's like a third son, but I'm pretty sure they had a daughter too. I just can't remember their names off. I think the third son was Seth. I could be wrong. It kind of that's what my brain just drew from. Like I think it was Seth. But anyway, you get kind of touchy because, like, with creation, this is supposed to be like the first people, and they had children, and where these other children for them to have children of themselves and then like spread and everything like that. You could say that maybe like in other parts of the world there's different, they didn't call them Adam and Eve, but I'm pretty sure like some facsimile of Adam and Eve in other parts of the world, like Native American version, they got African version, the Caucasian version, Asian version, and like spread. I mean, you get kind of iffy with that, but something to that effect, because some people might be turned off by the whole, how serious should we take that part of the Bible. But I think that's a cool story to explore, especially how Cain and Abel and the jealousy between the two. Well, Cain being jealous of Abel's, being looked on favorably with his gifts to God, and and that kind of bitterness and jealousy grew, and his ultimate punishment being. I wanted to have this conversation with a friend just yesterday about how, I like to think the very first weapon ever used in history would be a rock, because Cain was the very first murderer in history, and his weapon was just a basic rock. And it's like, it's something to think about, like, holy shit, like, because I just had a thought, like, because I had a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday about, okay, there's certain names in history that probably should be forbidden to be able to use to be named other people that in history. Like, obviously you never want to call your kid Adolf. That is just like, you can't use that anymore. Like, that level of evilness from that guy, pretty much like it stopped with that. That name stopped with him. But someone like Judas, Cain, Benedict Arnold, I mean, like, those I think you can recycle. I think, like, after so many years, I think you can, if you reach past like 1,000-year marker, I think it's well beyond the point of, it's, you can probably get past the stigma. But I don't know. Some people might know a couple of Judases out there, but I'm pretty sure it would have been hell growing up in middle school, when a person was named Judas, and it's like, I don't know, you're going to have a hard time people trusting you. But yeah. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. I think this trailer looks really, really good. And if you're in the UK, definitely check it out. Or when eventually become available for streaming, you should probably give us a look-see. But I will see you guys in a few minutes while I go to react to the Scream trailer and try to put up some other reaction videos that I've been wanting to do earlier this week, but just was too tired to even delve, at least make more videos. I did, a couple here and there, but exhaustion caught up with me. But I feel more refreshed and I can actually do it. But anyway, I